everybody, and welcome! My name is Ursa Ryan, and today you join me in the pursuit of an answer of a question that I think a lot of people have been asking. We all know that the map expands in Civilization VII when you hit the exploration age. At that point, you find distant lands and new people on them. Then, it's simply a race between everybody in the homelands as they go and try and settle, and exploit, and colonize the new world. It's a race. But there's a better question here, a different question. What happens if no one ever makes it out? What happens if in the Age of Antiquity, we conquer everyone? That's right, total continent domination. No one will get out of here alive, except me, Lafayette. Yes, today I'm going to be showing you the Lafayette-Roman combination, possibly the most broken Antiquity combination in the game right now. This is one that you're going to want to replicate for several reasons. Today we're playing online speed with Deity difficulty, and you can come along to Discord to get the save file for this exact game if you want to play alongside me. Try what I'm doing. See how it goes for you. You excited? You ready? Will you all be flocking to like this video? Will you iron out this strategy? I'm gonna stop, please. Enjoy. Turn 1, and I like to click the settler lens to see where the fresh water is, and as you can see, we have fresh water right where we are. You're gonna want to play this start, because look, this is a war start if ever I've seen one before. We have iron, which will increase the strength of all infantry units. I will be using those. Horses, which increase the strength of cavalry units. 2 sources of sheep, which give me more production and happiness, and a source of gypsum, which is another production resource. We have 6 productions worth of resource just sitting around. If I'm planning on conquering the world, I'm going to need a lot of production, and this is just lovely. So let's found Rome. At the beginning of Civilization VII, you can choose between a scout and a warrior. It's basically 3. We're going to roll the double scout start because even though we're going for war, I want to know what's around me. It's also worth mentioning at this point that the 2 mementos I've taken for this game are the extra military point and the 2 combat strength units adjacent to 2 or more enemy units. This is one of those ways where I can get around enemy flanking and increase my own combat power. There's going to be a lot of combat power increasing today. So I'm going to spend that militaristic point immediately on 1-3 war support on all of my wars. This is essential to my plan. You see, when you go to war in Civilization VII, you can spend your accumulated influence to rig the war in your favor, to inflict war weariness on your opponent. If you are winning the scale of war weariness, you get combat strength and your opponent gets a huge happiness penalty. In Antiquity, that penalty can be crushing. And there's 2 things we're going to do to rig that slightly. Firstly, now we have +1 war support. Secondly, once we have the chiefdom civic, we're going to rush down to discipline. This will unlock my first Legatus, the unique Roman commander. Basically like a regular commander, but it can create settlements for every 3 levels it has, so I don't even need to bother making settlers. And then we're going to go down the discipline mastery to find the Persian wonder, the Gate of all nations. An expensive thing to build at the start of the game, but this gives me 2 support on all wars, regardless of whether or not they are offensive or defensive. That is a permanent 3 swing in the war weariness, and it is huge. Here is my scout, and as you can see, we have a lovely campfire there, so we're going to move across and do some visibility, and we found a wonder. In fact, you can see my... oh dear. Okay, this has become an incredible start. Okay. Do you remember I said the save file was on my Discord? You're going to want this one. Why am I so excited about Torres del Paine? Well, not only does it have 2 food and 4 happiness on each tile, land units that move next to the wonder ignore rough terrain for the rest of the game. Oh my, I'm going to just basically have an entire land army moving around the map. So legions that can move over hills? Oh, that's a huge advantage. Yes. Okay. Ursa likes this start. Ursa likes this start a lot. Let's go for a second scout. This is only a tiny little map. There's only going to be 2 other people on this continent. We still want to find as many goody huts as we can, as quickly as we can. Now, even when I'm at war and I want to rush bronze working to unlock the Legion as fast as I can, trust me, the Legion is integral to my power spike in this game. I want to unlock it as fast as I can, and that involves getting as much science as I can. So we're going to start on pottery and then go into writing and writing mastery. Pottery will give me food on plantations and will allow me to get the the Brickyard, which is a very useful building because looking at this star, I have 1, 2, 3 quarries and mines. I'm also realizing that this is a triple resource tile, which means this will have a +3 adjacency on science buildings. So suddenly this is an amazing building to have a library on. Oh yes, the science rush is real. I can feel it in my toes. Now let's see what's going on here. I can spend 3 turns of production in Rome to gain a boost to the earliest available technology. Can't really pick which one that is. It's just sailing, animal husbandry, or pottery. It'll randomly select. Or we can just get 15 science, which will allow me to get the tech I want. And I don't want to lose 3 turns of production. At this early stage of the game, that will really hold up my scout. So I'm going to ignore that and just go for the 15 science. That boosts pottery by a turn. I'll take it. Now I would like to unlock all of these resources as fast as possible. So we're going to pick up the terrifyingly rubbish 1 culture tile from the flat tundra. Oh, that is the worst lumber mill you've ever seen. However, what we're going to try and do is slingshot the tile 1 further by placing a granary on top of the rural improvement that we've just put down. I don't have to actually build the granary. All I have to do is start it. Hey presto, my improvement is gone, and now I can reselect where to put it. And in this case, we could, in theory, put it on the wool. I thought I was being really clever there. I have to finish the granary first. Boo! All right, I was trying to be clever there. Instead, let's go around the long way. We're going to pick up this mine. That will be a 4th mine and will make the wonderful Brickyard even more powerful than it currently is. So let's claim this mine instead. It's still a better tile than one I had, so I'm glad I moved it. It just wasn't quite as successful as I had hoped. Tyre. Oh no. This is a Phoenician, Carthaginian. Yeah, it classes it as a Phoenician people. These are not good because as a Roman, I feel like I have a distinct dislike of these people. I'll try and play nicely, but I can guarantee nothing. Okay, here's the Brickyard. Now we can immediately slingshot into writing to unlock the library. And rather than starting on the granary, I'm also going to put the Brickyard down on the same tile and get that one working first, because it's not worth 2 production. No, now it'll be worth 3 production because I have the iron mine. All of my legion now have 1 combat strength extra. Oh, trust me, that's not the only bonus we're going to be getting. But I like culture or science. I want science, and I can celebrate faster. Fantastic. Science is so important. This entire game is going to be rushing bronze working as fast as I can. Now, why am I so excited about Legion? Well, Legion are the upgrade of Warriors. Warriors start the game out with 20 melee strength. Pretty powerful. Legion are the tier 2 unit, and these have 25 strength, so it's a +5 bonus. But, and here's the big but, and it's a big but that you cannot lie about. It has 2 extra combat strength for every tradition in the government. What is a tradition? They are specifically the things that I will pluck out of the Roman tree, which now we've rolled the turnover, you will be able to see. Ta-da! The Roman tree. We have 4 traditions. 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. In total, this means our Legion can reach a grand total of 33 combat strength, a +8 bonus. That is the entire deity bonus. These things act as walking tanks. However, oh, I hear you saying, Ursa, normally you have some cheeky synergy in play. Well, check this cheeky one out for size. This is Lafayette, America's favorite fighting Frenchman. He gains +1 combat strength for every tradition. What's that? We already said that. Legion get 2, so no, they don't get 2. Now they get 3. So it's not a +8 combat bonus we're rocking here. It's a +12. That is obscene. That is absolutely nonsensically strong. And on top of that, we get 2 culture and happiness in every settlement, on top of the 1 culture we get in every settlement. Lafayette and Rome couldn't be more synergized if they tried. It is an amazing pair. You have to try it. You really do. The humanism quest means that I would have to start a trade route to get 12 influence or build a garden and a market for some happiness. Influence is going to be very important in this game because Lafayette has 1 more trick up his sleeve. I have a unique endeavor called Reform. It costs about 60 influence, but if somebody else supports it, which they normally do, we both gain an additional social policy slot, so my government will be bigger, and that means I can have more traditions. Exciting. Now, this is a very war-y game. We want to rush our units, but we also want to rush the science of our units as well, so I'm going to become my natural despot form. I feel like I'm clicking this button an awful lot in this game. Why do I associate with being a despot? I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. Toolmaking, production, and science to get this granary and brickyard up as fast as I can. And we'll keep finding things on the map. Food and science? We'll go on then. Rush this even faster. And now we're hitting the big time. Big time Ursa, that's what they call me. This is wool. Currently, Roma has 7 production. The tile will give me +1, but then the resource of the wool is now in the capital, give me another 2. So we've gone from 7 to 10. This is a very productive start. There's another resource there. There's another resource there. Oh, this is going to be good. And +2 extra strength on the Legion because we have 2 sources of iron. What a game. Discipline now. We'll rush the commander, but we want to get down to the Gate of All Nations as fast as we can. The other thing we will want to rush is a Pantheon, a merchant, just so that we have this unlocked. And then we're going to divert to basically finishing the entire Roman tree. I might beeline Civis Romanus as soon as I unlock Legion, because training an infantry unit grants culture is an amazing way of burning through the civic tree in the early game. What's in the tent camp? +1 archer or a little bit of gold. I would rather take an archer. Yeah, I'm going to give up 3 turns worth of culture. It's not ideal, but that is a strong unit that I can use in my initial wars. And there is a particular war I have in mind. You'll also notice that my production is now up to 13 because the brickyard has now finished, which means this mine, both of these have +1 production, and the building itself has +1, hence the little production icon on the quarter. This is a really, really productive capital. I'm actually quite pleased about this. Writing. There is the library. I'm going to pop that down immediately now that we've finished both the granary and the brickyard. The granary has given me a little bit more food from my pasture, by the way, so that was 2 food. So let's get this +5 library down. This is a really, really good building. 1, 2, 3 resources around it, so 3 extra adjacency. That'll take my science from 12 to 17. And it's even better than that as well, because we can get 20% extra science for 5 turns. That'll push me up nicely, and we can put the culture in the palace because I've hit a celebration. Yay! Oh, it looks like somebody is above me. It's Himiko. Interesting. That is the High Shaman variation. Okay, she's normally not too much of a threat at war, but I think I'll go and meet her because I'd like to expand my government as fast as possible. Your coming was foretold. Was it now? Well, that's good. I'm not going to give her positive relationship because we're actually going to try and play fairly aggressively here. So we're going to go for the neutral greeting. That's all we need for now. Oh, I do apologize. Reform is not 60 influence. It's 90. Well, we'll pop that in now. We'll both receive a social policy slot when it's finished, and then we'll look to denounce her to counteract that when we're ready to go to war. Well, seeing as I'm now building the library, we're going to drop immediately into writing mastery because this does 2 things. Firstly, it gives my library +1 science, so instead of 5, it'll give me 6, but it'll also give me a codex, which is worth another 2 science per turn. So all in all, +3 science, and that of course gets multiplied by 20% with my celebration. So I think going for this is quicker than just beelining bronze working without it. I think. Pretty sure anyway. Another 2 production. There is my second source of iron. Roma is productive. And I'm trailing in civics. Yes, I figured as much. It's Deity AI. Of course I'll be trailing. There's no way to not trail. Ooh, a hostile village. The Hunnic people. Oh, we don't want Huns on our border. Once my Legatus is ready, which is actually going to happen in a couple of turns, I'm going to send a small task force to try and clear that village. I don't want them spawning units and sending them to me. It will be an absolute pain. But if we can get some early levels in on our Legatus, not only can we use that to attack people better, but we can also then settle something, a new settlement. And there's gold and iron up here. There's even more iron. This is a 3 iron start. That's amazing. Now, I don't want to settle too many of my own settlements at all. We do have a bit of a settlement cap to work to after all, but the aim of the game is not to necessarily have an amazing economy. We just want to wipe everyone out. So we'll try and do that as we can. Let's go for the extra science and writing. Well, the writing's on the wall and also in the library. I was on 14 science, but now that I have a codex, I'm on 24. Wow, that's quite the swing. Okay, now we're going to work on some warriors. A small task force sounds really good, especially because this is a militaristic village, which means if I clear it, I'll get a production boost. And thinking about it, that will help with Gate of All Nations. Interesting. Now, I'm not going to do anything that spends my influence, but if you want to give me 2 per turn, that's fine. It's nothing a couple of denunciations won't fix. Now we're off to bronze working. So that involves going animal husbandry, irrigation, which will increase my settlement limit, and then bronze working. Discipline. Let's pop in survey so that my scout can see a little bit better. And we've met the other person on this continent. It's Jay Rizla himself, Jose Rizal. Well, playing the Mayans. Okay, quite a defensive civ, very scientific. It looks like he's closer to me, so I'm actually going to start this off badly with a hostile greeting. That'll just worsen the relationship a little bit. Means that it'll be easier for me to declare war on him later. My Legatus is now finished. Onwards to this independent peoples. Let's see if we can't destroy them. Well, it looks like he's going to try and do the same thing. Irrigation and discipline mastery. Okay, it looks like their commander is being chased back to their own lands, which is relatively amusing. I have this beautiful army of 2 warriors, a slinger, and an archer. Might as well keep building it. Why not? The more troops, the better. I'm going to leave my scout as a little lookout here as well, because I can actually spot where these troops are coming from. Yes, the village is fighting. Hyose above me. Be distracted. Be very distracted. This suits me very nicely. I did have 15 production. I don't think like this is enough. So let's go to 17, and then with the resource, 19. Oh yes, 19 production at this early stage of the game. That is ridiculous. And I can't be bothered to walk my troops across the map, so I'm going to just press this reinforce button. Although thinking about it, no, what I should be doing is slightly different. I forgot to do it with these units, but what we're going to do from this point onwards is create a little bit of a conveyor belt. Oh, I think I accidentally pressed the button. Okay, from the next one onwards, we're going to walk them to the base of the mountain, and then we'll teleport them. That means that rough terrain will no longer affect them. All right, there doesn't appear to be a defense around here, which is slightly worrying, but I'm not going to complain. There's my army. We're on top of the settlement, and I've even got my archer who can start giving me just a little bit of experience by fighting next to my commander. Legatus will enjoy that quite a bit. Okay, this is what I mean. So the warrior goes next to the mountain, and now it avoids and ignores rough terrain for the rest of the game. Discipline. 3 extra combat power against independent powers. That's very handy. I just started a cultural exchange with Hamiko, so we're going to get rid of charismatic leader temporarily and pop honor in. Now as it's spawning more troops, we can actually try and defend ourselves a little bit now. Discipline mastery is also finished. We're going to go for mysticism now. Although, no, we're not. We're going to go for Civis Romanus. I am producing quite a few units. I'd quite like the bonuses. Speaking of bonuses, the Gate of All Nations. Now, the reason why this actually works really well, and you can see the +1 science, is because my library gets adjacency not just from resources, but also wonders. So if I put a wonder on that tile, it won't be a 5 adjacency library, it'll be a 6 adjacency library. So it's doubly brilliant. Let's just pop this down. I think this is 100% worth it. Let's move the troops around just a little bit so I can take defensive positions. The archer can now do some damage against this poor warrior who has decided to stand in a river. That's not good at all. And my first promotion, well, I'm going to take a slightly different train of thought this time, because I'm going to be printing units this game. All my city is going to do is produce legion after legion after legion. I want to teleport them to the front lines. We're going to go down logistics until we get to regiments, 2 extra unit slots, and more importantly, faster reinforcement for the commander. It means my units will teleport across the map even quicker than normal. I can then even heal better in enemy territory and get double terrain bonuses and ignore cliffs. There's a lot of really cool stuff here. So let's start with quartermaster, give myself a little bit of a gold discount on anybody that is stationed there, and that should be fine. Now the warrior can disperse the independent, which I shall do. It gives me 50 production, which has taken 2 turns off the gate, and we actually already have my second promotion, so let's get that in. Nice. It's even given me a militaristic attribute point. I'm going to be doing a lot of conquering. I'm going to be producing a lot of units. I could go for 15% production towards units and then a maintenance discount, but I want the settlement limit. So we're going to go ignore happiness penalty from unrest in captured settlements. Down the line, that will be more useful. You'll notice I am not spending any gold. No gold is being spent at all. I am saving my gold for legion upgrades. It's very important I do so. Also going to take my time pelting units with my ranged units so that I don't take any more damage than I have to. Nice. Now let's pack them into my Legatus, and you can see my gold per turn climbing as I do that. It's 40% extra gold I've just received there. Very nice indeed. It's also now worth mentioning that if I can get 1 more promotion with my Legatus, I can found a settlement, which I can use either to claim this gold and iron for a little bit of combat strength, or we can actually forward settle Hyose a little bit and use it as a bit of a staging post to then attack, which I'm kind of tempted to do. In order to do that, we're going to go and try and take Tyre out. I don't want to wait for the AI to claim this one, so we're going to go and take it out, give myself a little bit of gold, and level up even more. And we now also have bronze working. Let's rush this and unlock Legion. Oh no, the Gate of All Nations is being built. It's not good. Apparently in this empire somewhere. I don't like that at all. The AI never rushes that one. I don't know why it is this game. Don't do it. Leave it to me. Yep, it told me about it and seemingly has just already built it. That is ridiculous. Why would you do that? Okay, well that plan is out the window. Fine, we're not going to have the extra warrioriness. Ugh. Maybe we'll just have to claim that. Assume it's not in this tiny village. It's probably going to be in their capital, but still, that is highly frustrating. Never mind. Let's get ready to fight Tyre. Already, I tire of the people on this map. I'm going to throw the extra production that I got refunded into a second Legatus. That means I'll have 2 commanders rather than 1, and I can focus on having one with actual attack power whilst the other one is a logistics wizard. Okay, Tyre is choosing not to attack me right now, but that, to be honest, is their mistake. Reinforcements are arriving. Let's start to begin hostilities with this power. No, why would you move that? No, fine. Sometimes it can do that. If you declare war, that first turn of movement can be really funny. Never mind. We'll clear it fairly easily. I hope, anyway. A little bit of fighting. Yeah, we gave up a couple of attacks on my ranged units there, but never mind. Let's pop in culture equal to the production cost of any units being built. We're almost at the stage where we can print legions, so that's what I shall be hoping to do. Keep on upgrading and leveling up my units. 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack. That warrior has been flanked and killed. Now we push forward. So we flank and kill this one as well. This is just warriors right now. Nothing too exciting. We're getting +1 combat strength because of Lafayette's ability. I'm going to drop in my first denunciation of Ursa as well. We have positive relations, which isn't good. I need to have -60, so I'm going to need to denounce him twice. So better to get that in now. Next up, mysticism. +1 influence in all settlements. That is an insane ability, and I like it. Yes, we're going to have a lot of settlements very soon. Reinforcements keep arriving with my Legatus, so we'll keep deploying those as soon as we can. And look at this. Combat strength from tradition. Iron. Combat strength against independence. And my memento kicking in because I have 2 units around me. A lot of different abilities all beginning to stack together nicely. My 3rd promotion with my Legatus. There's Field Medic. Everyone will heal just a little bit faster and we can get the settlement. We're going to get the salt. The salt is really important. 20% production towards training units I think is better than having the 1 combat strength. So we'll go and settle up in this direction. A forward base is very handy. Now, this celebration is going to be production towards infantry units for 5 turns because we're so close. We're so close to war now. We might as well embrace it. I'm also going to just keep picking up production, bit of culture, bit of happiness. That's a good tile. Let's warrior spam. All of these will become legion at some point. Come on, Tyre, give in. You know you want to. Well, actually, I can reject open borders. I don't need to denounce him a second time. Excellent. That should push it down to what I needed. Yes. Oh, you fall right into my trap, friend. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't need the 3rd attack. We're in. Okay, this village will be destroyed next turn. And here is my 2nd settlement made by my Legatus, Ostia. And I already have salt. Into my capital you go. Now we're going to be printing units significantly faster than we were before. Oh, wow. I'm just gonna stay here for a second and see what's going on. It may be that my 2 neighbors are gonna go to war with each other. That would be very fortuitous. They've gone to war. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Isn't that a shame? Both of them attacking each other rather than me. What are we going to do? Well, we're gonna bring in the priesthood because this gives me another 4 gold per turn. We're gonna just try, take out this spearman as best we can, whilst dispersing the independent, which will give me 50 gold and a bunch of experience. Oh, I didn't expect the experience, but that puts me almost at level 4. Amazing. In fact, my new Legatus can go down the assault tree, so now he can unpack and still have his units move, and then we're going to go to rout. 2 combat strength for infantry units when attacking. That's legion. Oh, look, the stacking never stops. Should it ever stop? Do we want it to stop? Don't think about it too hard. The legion are now being made in Roma. They're just roaming around, and we can teleport our troops to the front line only in 2 turns from Rome. They don't even have to walk. Ah, Pantheon. So growth rate and influence has been taken. What I'm looking at here is an assortment of mines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we should go stone circles. Clay pits, mines, and quarries give 1 production. That's another 4 production per turn. That would allow me to print units. I love that as an idea. So let's get that altar down as soon as possible. Finish the legion, build an altar, go for from there. We're then going to get Code of Laws quickly to get the merchant and then drop into the Roman civics. We want all the bonuses we can get. Next up, I'm going to go for Bronze Working Mastery because that gives me 3 combat strength on infantry units, including Legion. Speaking of, this warrior is going to be my first. Bam! He has 25 strength, but you can already see plus 3 combat strength from traditions. That is because we have a single Roman tradition in my government. That's it. Just for one. One is all you need. Oh, brutal fighting here. Absolutely brutal fighting. But it's not against me. No, I'm only minorly bitter still that I lost my wonder, but hey, I'm sure I'll get over that, right? Ursa, famously one to get over things. Never been known to hold a grudge, ever. Second Legion. So we're healing all of the troops now. They are all stood in my territory and they're next to Legatus with the healing promotion. So they should get very healed very quickly. Jose has got a second settlement, but this capital is now 15 population. You know what that means? It's ripe for a Romanizing. That's what I think anyway. If you want to know what my capital is now up to, just look at this. It's going to make this Legion and then it's going to make this one and this one and this one and this one. How many can you queue? We can queue up a few. Just keep pressing it. Right, we don't need to go back to that for some time. Oh, wow. That attack was repelled fairly effectively. I think Jose has very few units left now, which I would say for him is highly unfortunate. Even upgrading warriors to legions gives me culture, and I've just unlocked this without needing to do anything else. Brilliant. We have Code of Laws. Now we ignore everything and go for all of my Roman abilities to unlock all of my traditions as fast as possible. Every time I make a legion, which costs 60 production, I get 25% of that back in culture, so 15. So we're boosting our culture by 50% every turn. Very nice. And we have a cultural point, which means that we can get 2 more culture per turn. These settlements give me a lot of culture just from existing, and I enjoy that. Well, whilst this war still rumbles on, I think we're going to get involved. I have 1 war support as opposed to his 0. And I have this really cool sword, whilst he has a book and a quill. I feel like I'm going to win this. Let's drop a little bit of influence on this war. 3 portions of it. Now we have a +4 combat strength bonus. And his happiness, yep, do you see that? +0 and -2 gold. This war is quite literally wrecking his economy. That's no bad thing. Let's drop in the Legion that's reinforced. We have both of these commanders now that are ready to rock, and well, he has quite a bit of strength, which isn't ideal, but we can start pushing back on his spearmen. The +8 combat bonus you get from Deity is really painful to fight against, but I need to promote my Legatus as soon as I can. My Legion spam is beginning. Don't worry. We now have a pretty much infinite source of Legion. 1 per turn, every turn now arriving. Oh, exciting. Archers on backline firing over the top, leveling things up, and here we go. Level 4 Legatus. Survival training, so I get double terrain benefits, which is great, but now I have a commendation and I'm going to pick up the +5 combat strength for land units. That is a significant and powerful increase in combat strength. It's really, really quite good. And as you can see, the Legion are now starting to arrive and reinforce. So we'll keep pushing everybody forward. +5 from order. That's a big combat boost. A big combat boost indeed. In fact, we're going to start flanking the units around now. And if they leave their Holche, their archers, in the middle of the open terrain, my Legion are going to smash them to bits. 67 damage for 12. That's the sort of combat that I can get behind. That's good combat. So what's he going to do? Is he going to retreat his unit back? No, he's not. That's unfortunate because I have just got +3 combat strength just because I have bronze working mastered. Again, that's unfortunate, but not for me. The Slinger gets, hopefully, the kill. Yep, they all very violently died. And as you can see, my Legion are now very, very ready to smash things apart. Let's do a coordinated attack. Actually, before we do that, bring this other one forward. I'm just trying to level 2 up at the same time. Bam. 1 attack and 2 attacks. We've almost entirely destroyed this. In fact, actually, we did. The Legion have just stomped in Keep Settlement. We haven't even got our full combat strength bonus going. That's the insane thing about this playthrough so far. Here is the trade route, which completes the quest for some more influence that I can throw into some war support. And the funny thing is, Himiko is actually given me war support because she's also at war. Oh, poor Jose. What are you doing? Dear, oh dear. And I could get a codex, which I would normally take, or more influence. I think I'll take more influence so that I can get more war support against a certain somebody. I have a positive relation with her at the moment, so we're going to have to start denouncing her now. now. I'm probably going to need to denounce her twice, which is less than ideal. +1 culture in all settlements. I'm not going to start 4 diplomatic endeavors. Hey, that's another 3 culture per turn. That means that I'm just about keeping up with the AI, which is understandable seeing as I've just stolen their capital. We don't need to worry about the specifics just yet. Auxilia, 5% production towards military units in the capital for every town. That almost doesn't matter, to be honest with you. The main thing is that now my legion have +6 combat strength, not +3. That is what we would call a significant upgrade. Now, Legatus Pro Platore. Extra settlement limit. Rome actually gives me 2 bonus settlement limit, which is very handy when you're going conquering like I am. Legatus, focus fire. Actually, wait. What we're going to do first is get the legion to break down the city district, like so. Now I'll get the focus fire because they're more likely to hit the unit in the middle of the settlement. Yes, next time we should be able to walk in there, no problem. Uxmal Falls. It is finished. It's true, I do feel a little bad, but not that bad. Oh, I unlocked Inca. Would you look at that? Actually, this is quite nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 farms. Okay, I'll let that one bottle out of its unrest, and then we'll make it into a farming village that will send all its food back to Rome, which I very, very much enjoy. And we now have assault. If my legion attack on full health, they have another +5 combat strength, and then another +5 on top of that as well. You only get that bonus once, but considering how many spearmen Himiko seems to have, I think this is a good thing. Yeah, quite a few. I can see them all just randomly settling around. My 3rd Roman policy, though. I don't need honor anymore. We'll put in this useless policy because I have no towns for specializations. Now my legion have 9 combat strength. 9! Can you imagine a world? 9 strength, blimey. Masonry, 1 production on mines. Look at these things now. Oh, that's so much production. Rome is now at 33. If only we were doing something more useful than just printing legion. Oh wait, nope, that is the most useful thing that they literally can do. Look at all of these reinforcements on the way. We're now going to go for wheels so that I can get ballista. And after that, we're going to make our way to ironworking to get the 3rd tier of legion. It's like the 1st, but it has +5 combat strength because, you know, we didn't have enough modifiers as it was. Is that a settler? You're going to settle there, aren't you? Well, I better be here just to squash that before it gets too threatening, eh? Oh, they're denouncing me too. Yes, everyone denounces each other. You don't like me, I don't like you, and because of that, we kind of like each other. It's strange, but it just works. Yeah, there's the settlement. I expected them to put that down. All they're doing is putting another one down for me. 20% science. We need that rather than the inventory units just for now. We'll take a little bit of influence per turn so that I can dump some war weariness in, and we've hit hostile. Perfect. Declare war. Now, unfortunately, she does have a little bit of war support because of the Gate of All Nations, but we'll declare anyway, because I am a silly, cheeky little thing, and I don't care for war weariness. No, because I can just chuck a bunch of influence in and tip the scales in my favor. At least until she throws it back in my face, which she's likely to do imminently. All my legion can move over rough terrain, which is just really funny. A legatus can just be deposited on the front line, and, well, this is relatively amusing. We simply take the settlement in the 1st turn of the war. I feel like they shouldn't have settled there. That was what we call, in the industry, a bad move. Okay, this legatus can throw more troops onto the front line as well. That was a warrior, apparently. What are you doing there? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're hitting this army commander before it unpacks, which means we're doing really big damage to all of the units inside it. Yeah, look at that. We've actually started this war with an advantage. Keep unpacking, keep depositing troops everywhere you can. Look at this, +15 combat strength from traditions. That seems like a lot. I don't think it should be quite +15, but okay, go for it. And a narrative event that gives me 15% production towards training legions. Is that all right with you, Rome? Do you mind getting more? I think they're probably going to be all right with that. Yeah, you move your troops around as you want. I have a feeling, dear Himiko, this is not going to necessarily go very well for you. Okay, we're back to a respectable +9. I don't know why it was showing 15 for a second there, but hey, look, it's fine. And that's another milestone we've just hit because we just keep taking everything. One more settlement, and we actually will have progressed all the way down the military legacy path. We've got to make sure we don't end the age too soon, actually. So let's not get any culture or science or economic points. We don't want to do that. We want to avoid progressing so that the age doesn't end. If it ends too soon, I'll be so disappointed. Push through the spearmen. Nobody can stand in our way. And the scout is just edging forward and pressing lookout just so that I've got really good visibility. I've really taken to bringing scouts scouts into combat. It helps with visibility no end, and it actually gives scouts a actual tactical military advantage, which I love. Just one of those really cool things I've seen in Civ 7 that I haven't seen in the previous game. Little random fights happening, but there is my last Roman policy. +1 production to urban districts in my capital. I needed more production in Rome. It's the one thing I didn't have enough of. Cough. The Legion have now hit the very respectable +12 combat strength from traditions, 8 from the bonus, and then 1 from Lafayette. Oh, Himiko is throwing influence on this war, which is very annoying because it's actually given me a happiness penalty in a bunch of cities now. And the crisis is beginning as well. -10 gold for each city-state I'm suzerain of. Oh, I'm not suzerain of any. That's hilarious. Okay, the crisis so far has done nothing to me. That's excellent news. I approve of that news. Keep dumping Legion on the front line. And let's keep the Legion marching forward. Yes, yes. That was that's a one attack, one kill thing there. That was incredible. I just pushed them away. In fact, I'm not even going to bother to try and keep this Legion alive. We are throwing forward now. Oh, militaristic attribute point. I would like that for +1 settlement limit. Now we've hit 7. Let's quickly give +2 gold in the capital for every town. Then we'll get Legatus getting the Bulwark promotion for 3. Then we'll drop back to go to organized military and entertainment for the extra settlement limit. My first farming towns are appearing as well. 25 food for Rome. We can grow again. Yay! Well, given how many troops I have on the front line now, I don't even need to build all of these Legion. That's the ridiculous thing. Let's get some actual infrastructure in. So we're on 38 production. The barracks can fit over the top of my library to give me another +7, which is obscene. And then we'll build our unique quarters, and I might even try and build the Colosseum. In fact, I might just try and build the Colosseum now, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's just get the Colosseum going. This actually gives a combat strength bonus to my Legion. Just in case you thought I needed another. Well, there is another. Hello, Mr. Archer. Ursa is coming through with extra legions every turn. Another unit. Oh, wow. I actually didn't think that would kill. Okay, we're going to have to move my Legatus back a bit. Otherwise, he will be stomped on. Here's a settlement to the north that's now under assault. How many resources can I put in? 7 before it's a problem. All right, we've got to be a bit careful here. Get rid of the silk. Pop that in. Yes. Don't want too many resources in. We don't want to end the age prematurely. Have you ever seen somebody have to delay the age in order to achieve his mischievous goals? Well, now you have 2 gold in the capital for every town I own. Yay! And wheel as well. Gonna pick up currency now for the specialists because I don't have any specialists yet. I know we've done this all without specialists. City district. Bam. The Legion just wreck these things, especially if you hit them before walls come in, and Himiko has not managed to get walls up just yet, which all things considered is a bit of a shame for her. Not necessarily for me, but for her. I like the fact that settlers actually offer defense. Not much of it, but it is technically defense. Okay, 1 more settlement now, I believe. Oh, I've got -2 war weariness. This is very annoying. I can reduce it a little bit next turn, but this Gate of All Nations, I tell you, it should have been mine. Should have been mine. Bulwark on my Legatus. I might have been picking up Bastion briefly just so I could hit the second commendation as fast as possible. Oh, it's amazing how strong my Legion are with the +12 combat strength attack. This little village is not going to stand against me. Himiko couldn't. So what chance do you stand really? Not much. Not much. All right. Attack, then attack, then attack. And I believe that should be it. It is. So there you go, dear wonderful audience. We have cleaned this entire beautiful continent of everyone. We are now the only person left on it. We have all of the settlements, and as you can see, we just received a huge boost to age progress. What happens is that once you remove everyone else from the game attempts to end the age. However, we've been stalling well enough, but it's not going to end. We have a couple of turns left. Oh, isn't that brilliant? And I've also now got my Legatus to promotion level 8, which means he's got an extra command radius range as well as +5 combat strength. That is a ridiculously powerful unit. Wow. Yeah, no wonder no one can defeat me. No wonder. Yep, a turn, and I'm the only one here. There's no one else left. So that answers the question. Can you defeat everyone? Yeah, you sure can. And does the game end? No. It continues all by myself. And with my last turn, we're going to do a distinctly Roman thing and finish Colosseum. Ta-da! While stands the Colosseum, Rome shall stand. If Rome falls, with it shall fall the world-ish. Well, actually, the world is about ending now, so it doesn't look like Colosseum's going to stick around for very long. But look at this. As soon as you build Colosseum as Rome, all of your melee units gain another +2 combat strength. So let's just have a look at the final stacking bonus of a fully promoted Legion with all of the boosts that I can give. Look at that. We're going from 25 melee strength to 57. 12 from combat strength from traditions, 3 from iron, 2 from determined ability, 3 from bronze working, 5 from first strike, 5 from order, 2 from rout. Basically means that you sort of teleport across the map and you just kill immediately like that. Wow. Goodbye, independent. Goodbye. I only got culture from that one. Boo. I wanted something better. There you have it. Total domination in the Antiquity. I went slightly over my settlement cap, but honestly, who really minds? I didn't get any other points, but really, who minds? It's just anger. Pure anger. And there you have Lafayette's Rome. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Remember, save file if you want to play along with this is in my Discord. If you don't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, that would be amazing. And let me know in the comments if there's anything you particularly want to see. Looking forward to making another video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Capo Yobby Vireni, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Technology Poet, Poppy Dude, Clibben Ferders, Dayboy91, Mushkin Mandletort, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedge, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy's Ursa, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluke 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echobear, Deja Fu, Kovawoo, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader, Bob Tway, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley, JB Genius. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!